And to this day, I mean, he is very loving and accepting. And I taught him, I'm like, see, culture, isn't that wonderful?
Another culture really for the best food.
That's true. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, like I have friends that I made here from all over the world, and I love it.
Same.
And they come to my house, and I cook for them, and they love it. So I'm like,
good morning. So we're going to take Phylum Cnidaria and we're going to break it down into its classes today. So it'll go pretty quick, so I won't keep you on here the whole time. So it's up behind me, and review a little bit about what we talked about yesterday, and then go deeper. And I'm also I'm recording it, so if there's something you need to go back and look at, it'll be there. The only thing is be sure you sign in for attendance. All right. Okay. Phylum Cnidaria. This is called a moon jelly. The reason why they're called moon jellies is because under a black light, they glow like the moon. Every now and then, you can go online to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and they have a live cam on the moon jellies. And so it's they've just got black lights in there, and they glow, and it's really pretty. All right, let's get that part. All right, Phylum Cnidaria. We watched this video yesterday. Some of the takeaways from it. We did not get to the sea wasp in that video. It kind of cut off before that. I will try to find it again. But the sea wasp is not actually a wasp. It is a cnidarian, and it has very, very long tentacles, and it has been known to kill people before. Obviously, they don't live here. They like the warmer waters. All right. So again, just reviewing, there's two body plans. You have the medusa and you have the polyp. The polyp is sessile, meaning that it stays in one place and grows. The medusa always reminds me kind of an umbrella. And when it reproduces, it pops off its offspring off the top. So it's kind of neat when it's doing it. There's lots of animation out there. Example of the stinging cells, you have the tentacle. Notice they have these barbs on them. That's the nematocyte. Or nematocyst, sorry. And you'll see that it's got like this coiled thread inside. Okay. Something bumps the trigger, the thread comes out, wraps around the prey, and stings it. And we saw that with the video of the hydra eating the Daphnia yesterday. All right. Reproductive cycle, they have, it's what's called an alternation of generation. So one generation, they might reproduce with the polyp cycle, and the next one, they might reproduce with the medusa. So it's kind of an interesting thing the way they do that. It just depends on need, food, shelter, all of those things. Very similar to every other life on the planet. All right. Here's the adult medusa. You can see you've got the fertilized egg becomes a larva that looks nothing like the jellyfish at all. Then you have the polyp. Polyp transforms and begins to start to look like an umbrella. Then becomes the young medusa, and the process goes on over and over again. And when that, like I said, on the medusa part, it branches off. It's like falling umbrellas. It's kind of neat. All right. All right. In the phylum Cnidaria, you have three main classes. The first one is Scyphozoa. Scyphozoans generally live their lives out as the medusa body plan. Those are what we think of when we think of jellyfish. Okay. So jellyfish and allies like the Portuguese man of war can kind of fit here. There's debate on whether the Portuguese man of war belongs here or in a class by itself. I was doing some research yesterday afternoon and saw two different texts that classified it in two different places. So I think it just depends on what your expertise is. This is not mine. I'm more with the worms than I am with the jellyfish. Class Hydrozoa. Hydras, Portuguese man of war. Again, this is another example of one person's expertise says, no, Portuguese man of war belongs with the Hydra. Hydras, obviously, because of the name Hydrozoa, the polyps of most hydrozoans grow into branching colonies. They can branch off the sides here. This is the Hydra eating the Daphnia. It's a water flea. It's what we watched yesterday. Portuguese man of war is a colony. It's actually more than one animal together, but it looks like one because of the float that's on top. As you can see, it can actually eat big things, whereas the Hydra has to eat small water bugs. Portuguese man of war can actually trap fish. And it can try to eat humans. It doesn't, but the last class, this is my favorite. This is class Anthozoa. Antho means flowering. Zoa means animal. And when you look at a sea anemone, it does kind of look like a flower. And when you look at corals, they kind of look like plants, so it kind of makes sense. Class Anthozoa contains sea anemones and corals. Anthozoans only have the polyp stage. They don't make the umbrella stage of their lives. Most corals are colonial and their polyps grow together into large numbers. You can kind of see that here. They kind of just live together as a community. As the colonies grow, they secrete underlying skeleton of calcium carbonate. That is the same stuff that makes your bones. Coral colonies produce the structures called coral reefs. Many coral reefs are now suffering from the effects of human activity. So you've heard it over and over and over again about global warming, the oceans heating up, it's bleaching the corals, they're losing their color, and they are dying because their temperature is pretty picky. There are many efforts going on to try to restore them. And then, of course, as you know, you have lots of fish that like to live inside the sea anemone. This is a mutualistic relationship. The fish get food because things swim by. The anemone gets food because things swim by. So it's a good thing for both. All right, we watched the Great Barrier Reef. All right. Currently, there are 4 major things harming corals worldwide: sediment, runoff from the soil, from logging, especially the rainforest. It smothers the coral. Humans overfishing upsets the balance of the reefs because these things have to eat too. And if people overfish, then they don't have anything to eat. Industrial pollutants that are released in the air and water leads to poisoning of coral, and high water temperatures cause bleaching of corals because of the death of symbiotic algae. So all of these things may possibly be reversed, but as they say in the Lorax, unless somebody cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to change. It's just not. So, and I don't say that to guilt anybody. That's just the situation. And that's it for the classes of Cnidaria. Next week on Tuesday, we're going to do an activity where we break down the classes of Cnidaria into what creatures are there and what the characteristics of those creatures are. It'll probably be in the form of a Google slide that I'll set up, and students can be creative with it. They'll make their own book. It'll be an online book. And that's all I got for today. So short and sweet. All right, let's stop recording.